Welcome to
Okay Stupid
Times
Receipts.
The
horniest
podcast
in Brooklyn.
Oh my god, we did great.
That was our best yet.
Oh my god, it was really hot and really horny.
I
I'm
can
actually the
feel
hottest
the
I've been in
boner.
months.
I can feel the boner all the way from across this country.
This is fully a meeting of the minds today. I feel like a huge historic event is happening, and no one even knows
a brain summit for sure.
it.
It's the sweet life of receipts and okay stupid. That's so Raven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's at the Raven on deck. It's what we needed.
That's so Hannah Montana Raven on deck. Yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
Or
it
when
is so
Grey's Anatomy does like a crossover with any of the procedural shows where people get injured.
right. Yeah.
Times 911
Grace times SVU times Scrubs.
FBI times.
What's up, you guys?
Well, yeah, should we, I guess, briefly fill our listeners in? We are doing a joint episode today with Jenny and Andrew of Receipts Podcast, a similar but different pod to our own, but still horny. Very horny.
And for my listeners, I'm here with Caroline and Emily of Okay Stupid. And what's really fun and flirty about all of us is we're all in Brooklyn and we all love to talk about dating. So on Receipts, I ask my guests to bring in receipts, screenshots, DMs, whatever, love letters, emails, and we discuss them and you use them as evidence for your stories.
Yeah, I have some goodies for you. And just for your listeners, Okay Stupid is typically a matchmaking podcast where we bring in two lovely people on a blind date and do the date on air. We have been branching more into doing like sex and dating and wellness episodes in quarantine because, well, the chemistry is just a little harder to achieve over Zoom. But so now it's both.
And we love a lot. We love.
Well, and also, dare I say, maybe keep your eyes out this summer for a joint speed dating show live in person at a bar.
Absolutely.
God, I can't wait.
So fun. Cannot wait. And it's coming so soon. We're going to be in bars making out.
Yeah.
Very soon, in a few months.
I think so.
I'm
have
desperate
to ask,
for a public makeout.
are you guys vaccinated?
I am.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I am one dose, half vax.
I'm one dose as well.
I'm one as well.
I'm
Andrew,
zero for zero. Wow.
Oh.
It's Women's History Month yet again.
And that's, we were prioritized this month. Well, a friend of mine today, and this is the first I heard, just got the Johnson & Johnson today.
Really?
So that's
Johnson
out there
and
now.
Johnson.
And which is confusingly only one dose for two Johnsons.
One dose. She's done. She waits what, a week, and then she's good to go.
Yeah, she was a little upset that she didn't get Moderna, but then she got over it, I think.
We're not supposed to feel that way.
And not gonna lie, I would also feel that way, but I did get Moderna, and I kind of wish I got Pfizer, so the grass is always greener.
I got Pfizer.
And I'm happy I got Pfizer.
And I kind of wanted Moderna, so we all want we want what we
It's
can
so true.
have.
Except Caroline, she's perfect.
No,
I'm
I
happy.
got what I wanted.
Mine was given to me. I don't know if this happened to you when you got it, but I went to Brooklyn Medgar's College. And
me too. That's where you went.
Yeah, so it was the military that gave me my Pfizer, which was kind of wild because I was expecting a nurse. I love a nurse. And then
right. Like this wasn't even like military times nurse. Like I know they have their own fleet, but like it was just straight up like a cadet.
Just the Air Force.
Yeah, just
but this is like harkens back to when Cobb and I, one of our friends who was a senior when we were freshmen, graduated and went to the medical school that was attached to our college. And we walked into our, like, I don't know if I feel like you were maybe there, Cobb. I walked into like the cafeteria to get the annual flu shot, and our friend was giving the flu shots and like gave me a flu shot. And I was like, you
also gave me mine.
Month.
Okay, but how hard is it? I could have jabbed myself.
You can get air bubbles in someone's arm, and he made his family let him practice on them all week. He kept jabbing them with empty needles.
Oh my God, placebo?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
if my friend, I wouldn't trust any of my friends to give me a shot. Not a single one. I can't name one friend I would let give me a shot.
One who's in our sketch comedy group for 4 years.
Right? It's like, I know you're a shithead.
No way. No one who's done improv comedy is allowed anywhere near me with a needle.
No. And in fact, none of my doctors should have ever done improv. If I learned that out about them, I'm leaving.
Done. To take a medical license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the guy... Sorry, go ahead, Caroline.
Well, I just had... Well, no, you asked first. You had a question.
Well, I was just going to ask if the guy who gave you a shot was hot.
He was hot. He was hot, and he was singing Moana while he was doing it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow.
Daddy material.
I would wonder if it was the same hot guy who did mine, but mine wouldn't have been singing Moana.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because I made small talk with him, and he was not the type to have fun.
That might surprise you.
Yeah, Pfizer's no nonsense. I've heard that too.
Okay. I was just gonna say really quickly, is in the name of small talk, that I have something exciting to tell you guys, which is that I reached out this week to schedule my first session with a sex therapist, which I'm really excited about.
Oh,
yeah.
We will have to talk about that. And I will say I reached out to my therapist, who also does sex therapy, for Caroline, and she said she had no recommendations, which I find hard to believe.
Did you mention I was straight?
Well, I was like, my friend and her boyfriend. Like, I didn't want her to think it was me. You know?
My friend.
I like...
couple.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Well, go ahead.
What'd you say, Jenny?
That she won't help a straight couple? Is she like...
I guess so.
LGBTQ plus therapist?
She's
she
like, you're
at
beyond help.
Center.
She is. Yeah, she is LGBTQIA plus, as is the therapy center.
Right.
But I was like, we could still help our fallen straight brethren. Like, they need it.
Maybe even 2% bi brethren. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I used alma.com, which is Doc for therapists.
I love Alma.
I've never used it.
Yeah, I never
cool.
heard of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited. They just got back to me and said that I could do a consultation, and I'm going to get help with my Catholic upbringing, my sexual assault, and my medical sexual problems. It's psychological now.
Yes, queen.
All the things.
I know.
Is your boyfriend
Yeah,
coming or just you?
I'm
I was
going to
wondering
start
that
because he's I have some personal things to work through, I think, before I bring him in.
Okay,
Yeah.
And
The
he's-
aforementioned. Yeah. So, and he's kind of just sitting, waiting.
Yeah.
Happy-go-lucky. So,
He's hard.
yeah. Be hard. Anyway, should we do receipts first, or should we do should we mix them up?
Yeah, we could do a little mix and match. But I love
Okay.
that. Huge, truly huge, amazing news. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
excited for you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
And I'm obviously excited for the therapies.
Really.
Well,
yeah.
If anyone has anything that they feel like is very pressing and we should talk about, let's absolutely get into it.
Well, let's do like a little icebreaker. I want to hear who everyone's like celebrity crush is this week.
Okay, just this week or overall?
Well, maybe overall, but also if you're feeling someone this week, like for example, I discovered Meghan Markle this week, and she's cute.
You discovered her this week?
Yeah, how did you miss her?
I discovered my own attraction to her, I guess. I guess she did exist before I saw her as a sexual object. But well, I watched the interview.
Yeah.
Okay. The Oprah interview.
Right, and what in the Oprah interview changed everything for you?
You know what? And I've
tell the truth because I know what it is.
There's so much noise, about the royal family, this Kate versus Meghan versus the Queen. And you know what? And this maybe is not appropriate, but it was actually watching a video of her at 12 years old writing a letter to a commercial that was sexist, telling them it was sexist and asking them to change it. And they did.
Yeah.
And I think I just needed to see her in her like most pure form to be like, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because I had my own biases, I suppose.
Okay. Well, you were like, well, she's in it to be a princess. We can't trust her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I guess it's hard to feel too bad for like rich royal people, you know, was sort of my vibe. But the interview was touching and horrifying at times.
It was. And Meghan is an activist. Like, high key. Always been. It's very cool. And smart and gorgeous. Very
smart.
And she's running the relationship with a real freaking prince. And I love that.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're doing what I want you to do, actually. And let's just you're a part of your family.
Yeah, she definitely wears the pants, no question.
I love that.
I mean, he didn't even appear in the interview until like an hour in.
They allowed him in, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, Oprah's like,
they were like,
I know, Oprah's like,
does he want to come talk? He keeps on looking over, yeah.
Now that everything
like
important has been said. I couldn't believe when I heard, well, I actually also listened to the Daily episode about the interview, and I couldn't believe that 2 billion people watched the wedding live. That fact blew my mind.
Well, and also it's like the middle of the night in the United States.
Yeah.
Because my sister woke up for it.
Oh my God.
I did try to find like a commemorative plate or something. I was looking on the internet because in England they do all like little tchotchkes to commemorate like their big events, like the weddings, and I really wanted one actually, but ultimately didn't find anything that was for me. I don't know.
Well, and good luck now, you know.
I know. Good luck. They're gone. Best of luck on eBay. Everyone has picked them all up, I'm sure.
My mom and I went to, okay, this is going to sound like crazy at first. My mom and I went to William and Kate's wedding in 2011.
Excuse me?
Andrew, what?
Just to absolutely clarify, it was during spring break of my freshman year of high school that my mom was like, we should go to England at the time of the wedding just to see all the fanfare.
Yeah.
And so we arrived in England, and like I was like thinking like we would be like in a crowd or something, but no, like we literally were we were watching like the same taping that people in America were watching in the hotel room. And I'm like, but then my mom did the most insane thing is she took pictures up close of the television screen and and then posted them on Facebook. Like from the like the shots
like cropped.
Yeah, and like the camera angles were like from the ceiling of the cathedral and everything, like no one's sitting up there. And then like she posted them to Facebook like under the impression that she took those pictures and I'm posting them on Facebook. And everyone bought it. It was wild.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like in 2011 you could get away with that.
Yeah, and she did. Yeah, she would be doxxed today.
Yeah, you're blowing up her spot right now because everyone in your life believes you were literally at the wedding.
No, but we did get a William and Kate shot glass that I still have to this day, which I feel like weird about having now because I think they are villains, but
now that we know they're racist.
Yeah.
Now that we know he's balding.
Right.
Yeah,
he was balding back then.
I mean,
I know.
I would have guessed that before Oprah confirmed it, but like I'm really happy that Oprah did get in there and get that information.
Oprah asked the tough questions, man, and we need her back.
We really do. I will say that Oprah is a crush of mine, but not in a sexual way, just in a like I want her to watch everything I do and tell me I'm doing a good job.
Totally. Well, and I want her to interview me, and I would literally tell her every secret I've ever had.
Yeah, every single one.
And I would get canceled. Yeah, she's a good crush. What about you, Caroline? No, Andrew.
Yeah, go Andrew.
I think that my crush was Raya's dad from Raya. I don't know if you saw Raya and the Last Dragon, but the dad was like very hot and like, like inappropriate how like good looking he was.
Wait, Raya is the name of a movie, not a dating app?
So yeah, you would think that since this is a dating app, dating podcast, that I would be talking about the app. But
The
no,
father of Tinder.
Raya's father, Mr. Tinder. Yeah. But no, he was very, very hot and very well animated. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. I love an animated daddy.
Me too.
Yeah, I saw Raya on Nicole Thurman's Instagram story. Wait, what about animated dads?
No, just like King Triton is actually a daddy.
Oh yeah, he's got that like barrel chest.
Yeah.
I think about the dad from Inside Out, big mustache.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know about
That's
him
hot.
for me. Danny Phantom for me, and my crush of the week is Pam from The Office.
Okay.
What?
I've been watching The
rewatching again?
Office. Yes, I'm on season 8, which I had actually never got to last time. Will Ferrell kind of came in and out briefly.
Oh right, a weird era.
I've been really lucky in that no straight man I've dated has made me watch every season of The Office.
Wait. But have you ever of your own initiative?
No.
Okay, Jenny, it's actually good.
Would
It's
I like
actually
it?
good. Yes.
Actually,
It's universally likable.
I know.
Well, my mom didn't like it, and my mom's very funny, and she would always roll her eyes when we'd watch it on Thursday, and she'd be like, "Oh, this is trash."
Tell her to watch it again because it's just really funny now even.
What does she like to watch, your mom?
Good question.
Below Deck, reality. It's an reality show.
So your mom
She likes horny stuff.
wine. Okay.
Okay.
Mom's got a bottle of wine and she's really fun. Okay, into that.
But The Office, I mean, you've never like binged it?
I've tried to do this first season and I've gotten 3 episodes in and been like, it's not for me, but maybe I need to start at the second season.
All my favorite shows have taken me 3 attempts to get into, I will say.
That's
Like
dedication.
30 Rock.
That's really persevering, Caroline.
Well, it's like, it'll be like 3 people. I have a threshold where if 3 people recommend something, I have to watch it. And then once those, then I'll try it. And then if I don't like it, then I'll stop. But then if 2 more people recommend it, then I'll keep it. It'll come in cycles.
Okay.
Okay. So now that's our segment. Should we do our receipts? Cobb, do you have any that you want to share?
I would love to hear a receipt.
Well, I've been really thinking about this, and I did unearth a couple. Well, I could really go on and on all day about this, but the best one is my college boyfriend. We dated for like 2 years, ended pretty bad. He did cheat on me, and then he would like beg me to hang out for years after. And finally, we both found ourselves in Brooklyn. I was like, okay, I'll go out to dinner with you. We get to dinner. He's silent. He doesn't ask me a single question. He hugs me after telling me he has bed bugs, and then
I thought.
Before he hugged me and then told me he had bed bugs.
Oh my god.
So kind of started off on a horrible foot.
I fear for this man. I'm worried about him.
I mean, I have to let go of worrying about him, but afterwards, obviously,
never think about him ever again, except for this one time. But I'm a little bit like, is he okay?
I feel like also like he's like letting you know about the bed bugs up front, which ultimately cancels any opportunity of you going back to his apartment with him.
Right, which was like definitely not the vibe. I think we were actually both in relationships and really being like, I'm fine. I'm dating someone. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I, pretty disappointed off the heels of this dinner. I'm a little tipsy. I tweet something that's not super nice. It's number of questions my ex asked me at dinner tonight. 0. Okay. Number of times he hugged me before revealing he has bed bugs. 2. So I tweet that.
Okay.
I tweet that.
Subtweeted him.
Yeah.
What year did you subtweet him?
This is 2019.
Okay. He's not really
January
active on
23rd.
Twitter.
Okay. No, he's not. And we he blocked me on everything. So I thought I was in the clear, right? And 5 minutes after I tweet this, I get a text from him that's a screenshot of the tweet. And it says, "Sorry, I was so quiet at dinner." And then I was kind of like on my high horse. So I, text him. I'm like, "Oh, sorry. I was, thought it was funny. But for real, it's like, I was disappointed you were closed off." And then he was like, "Sorry, I didn't hold up my end." And then we didn't talk again. But like literally.
Is that the end?
There's a screenshot. We haven't talked since. No. And this was 2019.
He used receipts on you.
He used receipts on me. And then I asked him, I said, "I'll delete it." And he said, "Oh no, it's a real thing. Keep it up."
It's a real thing.
So he was like proud. He said, "It's really fine. I'm not trying to roast you or confront you."
Okay,
It's
like, seems
well, you were.
you are.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's kind of the last time I ever subtweeted anyone.
Okay. Yeah, because it feels like he was ultimately kind of hurt by it in the fact that he sent you a receipt of it. That feels like very much
Right.
like this you.
Look what
And
you
like
did. He loved to be hurt, you know, that was like his thing. But it was sort of an empowering moment for me where I was able to like reclaim a little bit of like, he was a pretty shitty boyfriend to me. So then I was able to be like, yeah, I can call you out on that shit and I'm telling it to you to your face. And then he was just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm glad that you did it. And it's a fun and
it's a great story.
Really good use of math. You know, in the numbers. We love that. We love it.
It was a good tweet.
So on this sort of outing, who pays?
Oh, good.
I think we split.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like.
I think you do split. I mean, obviously.
You both give cards?
I guess. I don't think it was a Venmo sitch. I think it was like a clean down the middle at the restaurant.
Okay. And you weren't arguing about, well, you owe more for this, so you should pay more. It was just
you're
not going to pay the same amount.
Oh yeah, I am conflict averse, so I would have gone along with anything. And actually, maybe this was a good instance for me in leading into the conflict.
Yeah, starting a little conflict, even not like starting a little bit of a
stir in the pot.
Yeah, a little. I love it.
Yes.
That sound like he did not need. It sounds like he was not a good boyfriend. I know enough from these.
Yeah, he wasn't a great boyfriend, but you know what? And I believe this wholeheartedly. Anyone I've dated in my 20s, I'm still in them. Deserves an apology. and me from them, you know. It's like we were both dumb, so that's sort of the vibes now. And post-vax, I'm willing to forgive everyone, you know.
Really?
I think so.
That's not how I feel.
Second dose.
Once I get my second dose, I think
yes,
your heart grows 3 sizes, I think.
Okay. Oh my god, I love that. I haven't subtweeted. I take that back. I subtweet all the time. I'm like, I haven't subtweeted someone like an ex like that. But actually, I subtweeted the guy that I complained about who didn't want to be exclusive during the pandemic. I subtweeted him.
And then did he send it to you in a screenshot?
He did not, but he did like the Instagram version of that tweet. So
okay, that's tough.
So
I guess my question about subtweets, because in this case, I really did not think he would ever see this. I just thought it was funny and I wanted to get between 8 to 12 likes. But in your case, did you want him to see it? Was it sort of posted to like make him feel bad? What was the impetus?
It was posted because I thought the joke was funny, honestly, because the joke
okay.
Yeah, I thought the joke was funny, and obviously we're getting material from our lives, so
absolutely.
We're in a pandemic, people are getting sick. I think personally you probably shouldn't be exchanging germs with more than one person consistently. You should just pick one. I don't think you have to do that once we're vaccinated, or
but that's what the CDC said, you know.
But the CDC told me that if you want to make out with someone, it should probably be your roommate. And I was like, no, but like aside from who I live with, but like otherwise I should just probably pick one. And I thought maybe this guy was on the same page, but also I was very horny, so I didn't check before. I just really wanted to have sex. So we did that. And then I was like, well, now that we've done this, we should probably be exclusive, right? And he was like, yes. And then the next day he was like, no, actually I take it back. I'm talking to other people. Want to be exclusive. And then I tweeted
classic fake out.
Classic PSA to any of the guys who are freaking out that their dates asked them to be exclusive. We're not catching feelings. We don't want to catch COVID. That's what I tweeted. Dude, I think that's
that's a good one.
It's a good one.
That's not too biting. I mean, that's very,
it's a little general.
Very reasonable.
It's ultimately about him for sure. And it's inspired.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, did you?
I liked it.
I got between 8 to 12 likes on it. So
that's the sweet spot.
All that I was striving to get on that tweet, I got. So, and then he liked it when I posted it on Instagram. So, and we're fine. We ran into each other. This is a story I've told on the podcast, but we ran into each other on Valentine's Day when I was on a date.
He's like, yeah, this could have been your life, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, it could have been you. You could have been buying me chicken and waffles right now. But
I still think that's
you're
so
at the other
crazy.
table.
I still think that's so crazy that you're like running into people still like in a pandemic, you know, like isn't that like the entire point, like to avoid these sort of things? And yet here we are, like you go outside for 1 second and then there's all of your exes.
I
Like,
know.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what you fucking deserve. This is what you get. But also I did, much like your podcast, I met my current boyfriend. I'm going to say boyfriend on the podcast for the first time.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Oh my God.
That's huge.
Yes, I met him on Hinge, and then he came onto the podcast and did a 10-minute Zoom date with me, which is basically.
Was that your first interaction?
That was our first interaction.
That's awesome.
That.
That's awesome.
So it's proof that it works, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah, I would say it's sort of like inviting him to like an office happy hour in the before times. But you invited him to your place of work, your Zoom room.
Oh my God. Inviting
passed
someone
the
to an
test.
office happy hour for the first date. That seems like, oh my God.
That's psycho, yeah.
Somebody asked my sister on a first date to the Yale Club, and one of my good friends, friend of the pod, Katrina, it wasn't a first date, but it was like a third date, was an invite to the office holiday party.
Wow.
He met
That's a
all
lot.
of his coworkers.
Okay, wild. But I also love an office holiday party in a weird kind of way, and am dying to
Yeah.
right now.
Get the free booze too, you know?
Oh my God. I would love to go see that kind of, I love that drama right now. We haven't had it in so long. I'm ready.
I know. I'm itching for any type of party. I think maybe they should reschedule their office parties to this summer.
Mhm.
Christmas in July.
So there you go.
Have any of the couples that you set up on Okay Stupid ended up together? Still together?
Yes. Well,
varying degrees of
not
success.
Not
Okay.
still, but
We don't have any, we don't have any lifers yet, but we've had like a variety. Okay, most of them, I would say 90% never speak again. But the 10% that does, so we had a couple that hooked up that night in our former producer's bedroom while Caroline was barfing in the bathroom because
we were
we had
drunk.
too much. Yeah, we used to get like hammered for these things and it was fun, you know, like we would really engineer the date environment, and then when Zoom happened, we
Candle, flowers.
keep filling up their cups, you know.
Oh.
But we did, I think people have become friends from it. Max and Asher, they hooked up the night of, and then one of them was in a poly relationship already, so they didn't continue to date, but our friends. And then, right before shutdown, we had a big party and we invited everyone who's been on the podcast. We had like a kissing booth. People were making eyes. It was horny.
Wow.
Lots of crossover episodes happening in the room.
Oh, the liquid
Yeah.
literally happening.
The couples really crossing over, you know.
We did have one couple that spent, after the date, they spent like the next 48 hours together, and then I think fizzled out.
Yeah, which I actually recorded here in my dog sitting client's house as well. We had a big party. We all hung out.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, it's not as high as I hope. We had a recent one where one party was really interested in the other, and then it kind of ended badly on their first real date after the pod.
Wait, can you give me initials? I forget who that is.
Yeah, it was R and N. We recorded it live at your place in January.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of our fault because we set up two close friends, and then it became a little messy for us.
Yeah,
it was a little messy.
Who had not met?
That could be a problem. It could be beautiful. It could be beautiful, very convenient, but also it could become a problem.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's moved on. She has a boyfriend now.
Okay.
Yeah, she really did go and get a boyfriend like ASAP. It was inspiring.
That's beautiful. You can,
but
women can do absolutely anything.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I feel like straight women in particular, like you decide you want a boyfriend, you go get a boyfriend. You know?
Yeah. Some people really just like know how to do it.
I've always said this.
I know how to do it.
Half of wanting a partner or like securing a partner is just wanting one bad enough. And then look, you have to have low standards, but they're out there.
You bring that bar pretty low and you're just like, reach this?
Yeah. Bring that bar
There's
low. Look
a
how
girl
much
in
better
my
you
freshman dorm. Sorry, there's a girl in my freshman dorm who, like, I remember at freshman orientation, pointed across the room and was like, "I want that guy to be my boyfriend." They had not met yet. She walks over, introduces herself. It's now, what year is it? It's now 7. Oh my God, it's now 8 years later, and they're still dating.
Wow.
Wow. And she just was in a dorm party and was like, him.
Yeah.
That's the
Insane.
one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will say she is very bossy with him. So, I think she just kind of was like, hey.
Meghan Markle?
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
Wow.
Did they meet in college?
Like him.
I don't know how they met. I don't think Prince Harry went to college.
He did a military something.
Yeah.
He went to military
and
college.
she went to Northwestern. So
oh my God.
I did
Interesting.
not know that.
Am I right about that? We gotta check me right now before we release this.
That sounds, I mean, look, that's the school
right.
That's the networking school.
I think she's one of us, actually, because I consider Northwestern as like, those are people who moved to Brooklyn and did comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's
definitely.
one of us.
Megan was just like too hot to do comedy. She was like, I don't need this.
Her acting career began while she was studying at Northwestern University. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That wildcat.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Good old Evanston.
I think maybe if I had gone to Northwestern, I'd be further along in my career right now, too.
Might be with someone in the royal family, maybe. I actually need to know, because my listeners need to know, what is going on in your dating lives? What's happening?
Oh, totally.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I can start.
You go first. Yeah.
I have a very stable boyfriend. He's the best. We started dating. He was my boss on a project and then on a 4-month trip across the country, and we fell in love.
He's younger than you.
But he's younger than me. It's not gross. And he's younger than me by a couple months. And we live together with a roommate, and we're about to move into our first place together with our dog.
Yay.
So things are easy to explain and good. Yeah.
I will say, though, we did get our tarot cards read for the pod a couple weeks ago, and it said Caroline was going to have a new exciting love of her life. So I'm thinking baby.
Yeah, I'm thinking baby.
Yeah, probably you're pregnant. Actually,
accident.
Yeah. You did just get off birth control, so.
You make a good point.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Why was
luckily we haven't had sex in a month, so no worries there. It's clear since my last period. Yeah.
It's all coming together. Why did you get off birth control, may I ask?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I was kind of thinking about it. Great story. I was kind of thinking about doing it. My friend who's studying to be a gynecologist was like, it's not good to be on it for a long time. You should get a copper IUD. It'll make you hornier, which is something I struggle with already. And so I was like, perfect. So I went in to see this new gynecologist who I was very excited about, who also specializes in the bladder, which is a chronic pain that I've been experiencing, is bladder pain. And I hop into the stirrups. She takes one look at my vagina and she says, "Do you know how dry your vagina is?"
Worst thing you could tell a woman.
Your vagina looks like you've already gone through menopause. And I was like,
wow.
Damn.
She was like, it's a common side effect of the pill for people who have been on it for a long time.
This
so
is
I got
not
off.
not the future that Cardi B and Megan is selling.
No,
I do not want to dap.
Opposite walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Well, then I'm happy to get off of it. And also I'm nervous. I've been on the pill since high school, the same one.
Same. It got me really thinking, but I don't want to go off it because my skin will get bad.
I know. I'm like, I like this one. I don't have weird mood swings and I haven't gained weight and I feel good.
No pressure. I'm gonna get a non-hormonal copper IUD.
Okay.
Because I'm sick of the hormones, and that is what works for me. And I won't preach it because I got a Mirena IUD in college senior year, and I was like, now that Trump's president, we all have to get IUDs. Our birth control is not going to be covered anymore. And I convinced like 5 of my friends to get it, and we all got it out in the next year because it was so horrible for us. So I will never again tell someone else to get that kind of birth control.
Wow.
Every DOP is different, you know.
Every DOP needs something special. Ask for that DOP.
Bob, what's your relationship status?
Well, you're finding me at an interesting moment. I've had a girlfriend for the past 2 years. Lovely, my best friend in the world. But she lives in Los Angeles now, and I live in New York. And so we've been, and this is the gayest shit ever, kind of consciously uncoupling for the last like 3 months. And she's coming to visit me this weekend, and I think it's gonna be the last time I see her for a while. So yeah, I mean, that said, I just turned 26 last week. My resolution for this year was to be single.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to be on any apps. If the universe throws Phoebe Bridgers into my path, so be it, you know? But yeah, so I guess my situation, and the other thing is I've been, I hate this phrase, but I guess I've been like a serial monogamist. I've never really been single for more than like 3 months. And well, sometimes there's some overlap. So I'm excited to try something new, I think, and like rely on myself for once in my goddamn life.
I mean, being single as soon as the pandemic's over sounds pretty good, honestly. Not for me.
Yeah, it could be.
That's not bad for you.
I know, right? I keep being like, well, it's fine because it's pandemic summer. But no, I also feel like we will remain friends, lifelong friends. I think, and if you would have told me that, because my previous relationship I've dated men, if you would have told me that with the men, I would have laughed in your face. But I do think lesbians do it different, and I think that it's possible. But yeah.
Do you think she knows that you're breaking up when you see her?
Like, yeah. We've beat this horse to death. We've talked about it a ton. But it's been like a weird little period because I was in LA for a little bit where she lives. So we were, kind of we were seeing each other more often, and her parents got vaccinated, which is great. But now I've been at my parents' house in San Diego. So we've been long distance for like 6 months. Right. But we've talked about it, and then obviously we're going to need to have another conversation this weekend, coming up with boundaries, etc., etc. But
do you think?
But I do feel like we've done a really nice, respectful job of kind of saying goodbye to this chapter. So I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
And that said, like I feel like part of me is like trying to do this in a way to avoid all hurt, and I'm like, well, inevitably I'm gonna be sad, so I need to accept that.
Yeah, and you have
but
to.
It's like, yeah,
this relationship sounds like it was really special and formative, so you have to grieve.
Totally, yeah, kind of my first love, my first girlfriend after coming out, so it was a huge deal, absolutely. And I guess it's a little bit easier with distance because it's like, well, neither of us wants to do long distance, so.
Do you think you would potentially date again sometime in the future?
I think I'm open to it. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna seek it out. I know myself, and I know I get, fall very quickly, very deeply, very quickly, and I don't want to find myself in another long-term relationship. So I'm going to practice some restraint and go with the flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
My mom keeps going like, how's Emily handling her breakup? And I keep going, they haven't broken up, Mom. They're consciously uncoupling.
I will say it's so fucking confusing because, like, do we still talk every day? Yes. Do we say I love you? Yes. Do we? It's like, and so I'm not sure that I've really executed it as well as, like, maybe the answer is you do just rip off the Band-Aid. I don't know.
We'll find out, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, I'm sure Gwyneth is like loving wherever she is.
Dude, and I've spent so much time on goop.com. Reading articles.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess you're going to have to take it day by day. The second that you break up, you're just like, how much can we talk to each other without feeling like...
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I guess sort of what I'm feeling right now is like, we said we broke up in January, but it has not felt real. So I do think probably we will need to take some space for a little bit. But, I feel very confident that we can be friends, and like all the great lesbians before me, transition to a new phase of our relationship. So yeah, I think it'll be good. And then who knows what summer 2021 has in store,
Chaos, drugs, glitter.
Yeah. How long have you and your boyfriend been together?
I don't know. So my story is I was dating someone before the pandemic started. The second Tom Hanks got his positive COVID test.
The day the world fell apart.
The day the world fell apart when we lost Tom Hanks and Rita. We left the city, we fled the city and went to stay with his friend's family in Michigan. And it was fully a frat house. It was really fun. I loved it for the first month, but then it was like so much male energy and I had to stop. And there were still 2 months after that. So then we went to stay with his family in Arizona and I'm obsessed with his family. I love them. What a perfect, amazing, wonderful family that really supported me. So I need to say only kudos. Love you, the Silvers. Okay, anyway, so they hosted me for a month and then I came back and like we were not seeing eye to eye about things and like really didn't necessarily need to be staying together. It was clear that we're not right for each other. Like I think he's a great person. I like him as a person. I think he's really fun and smart and like a nice, caring person, but I also think like we're not right for each other and we were trying to make it work longer than we needed to. And a lot of that was probably because we were literally like living together, like staying together despite like.
But we also thought we were all going to die. Like,
yeah.
Like it was not the time to make major life changes.
No, it wasn't. And like his family was being so kind and generous to me. And it was like, I want them to adopt me. I
know. I'm wondering if they still can, maybe.
Yeah. Do you guys still want to adopt me, maybe?
If not dating, maybe siblings.
Yeah.
I'm really good friends with his older brother too. That's how we met. It was a setup kind of because of his older brother. So like we're close and I love his brother's fiance and I'm obsessed with his mom. So anyway.
So you really tried to make it work because this is for the family.
I can't let them go. But then we broke up. I came back to New York a month before he did. So he stayed with his family a little longer. I was like, auditions are happening. It could be Hollywood calling me.
Right.
Didn't book a single thing, but was here. And then we broke up basically within the month that he was back. And then, so that was like, I guess August. And then I met Isaac on Hinge on the podcast in January. And then we've been
perfect
since then.
6-month buffer, perfect.
Yeah, had a little bit of a buffer in between, was kind of depressed, but was like writing a lot. Honestly, was more productive like writing things than I've ever been in my life.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Heartbreak is my motivator.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty cool. So now I'm in the editing phase of all those things and I'm like, perfect. I wrote it all already. And now
so are you guys friendly or have you not spoken since?
We haven't really spoken. He came and brought my stuff and we had like kind of a closure goodbye. Because like when we broke up, it was sad and hard and I didn't want to talk to him for a couple months really because we dated for a year. And then he came and brought my stuff by and we got coffee and it was really nice. It was just like, oh, I think we're going to be like, how's your family? Because I need to know. And like, how's everything going? And then like, you know, I think we can be friends is what we said to each other. I think we can be friends, but we like in practice don't really have anything to say to each other most days, honestly. Like I could send him anytime I see a good meme or tweet about garlic, I'm like, I could send him that. That'd be fun. The boy loves garlic, but I'm like, but have yet to. We're both also big Baby Yoda fans. So, you know, Mandalorian's been a thing that we would want to talk about, but.
Did somebody say Baby Yoda?
Did say Baby Yoda. Emily just pulled out her plush toy, Baby Yoda.
Well, it's actually my dad's. He got this for Christmas because he's obsessed with Baby Yoda. Has never seen Star Wars or The Mandalorian, but
just loves that sweet baby.
He's so cute. No, but I feel you though. Like when I think back to like my early college exes, I'm like, what do we have in common? Like if I were to reach out to them, what would I say? And most of the time I come up blank.
Yeah, nothing.
There's really nothing to say right now. I mean, like we would have a fun time if we were at a bar together because we are both fun people. Like we have things to talk about in person, but there's nothing that there's nothing to really say right now. So
yeah.
And now
it's hard to even talk to friends right now. There's like nothing to say, let alone exes.
Nothing to say. But it's on good terms for sure. And I'm like really thankful for our relationship. I thought it was very sweet and lovely for so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I really appreciate him as a person. So like feel totally fine about that. And now I'm dating like a full adult who wild. I know. He's 31. He's like,
oh shit.
That's awesome.
Taxes. I'm like, I don't even know what to think about this.
Yeah.
He'll tell me
Maybe.
things like, oh my God, you're so stable. What?
Mm-hmm. It's so nice to make that switch.
Yeah. Life-changing even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm into it.
Maybe I need to go older.
Ooh.
I lived across the hall from this elderly lesbian couple last fall, and they completely adopted me, and I thought they were hitting on me. They definitely weren't. But they would like ply me with cocktails. They'd leave them at my door. They were amazing. So maybe I'll enter like the 40s or 50s space just for fun.
Just for fun though, don't settle down.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm here to remind you.
Okay, no. You have to be dating multiple 40-year-olds at the same time.
Yeah. So true.
I like that Jenny said 31 and you took it all the way up to 40s and 50s. So
I know. Well, I'm like, also like, aren't you like, you're like 29?
How did you know?
So because I've been listening to the pod, babe.
Oh.
But like 30, I love that you think 31 is it's like 1 year older than you.
But something changes in a man's brain between 25 to 30.
Yeah, in a big way.
That's so true.
In a big way.
Mm-hmm.
Big way. Andrew, get ready.
Wow.
Yeah, Andrew, what's your relationship status?
My relationship status in the past year, it's been like really like topsy-turvy with what I've been like revealing on here.
Totally.
But like, because it is like one of those things, obviously unprecedented times, unprecedented relationships. And so
Right.
like you like I went on a date like a week before Tom Hanks. And then with
PTD, PTH.
Yeah.
BTH.
BTH.
Yeah.
And TBH, it went well. But yeah, I was just like, it wasn't immediately the person that I saw myself with, but like I was just like, oh, let me continue talking because like I'm a serial dater. Like I just like going at the end of the day on a date, just like having like dates scheduled. Like, and so it's just like, okay, this person was like really nice to talk to. Why should I continue talking to them? And I still did. Very, very nice. Such a great person. So I've been talking to that person for the past year now. And
yeah, a year's a long time.
A year is a long time, and even longer during a pandemic.
Yeah.
So that is my packed up year. Yeah.
And I really like him.
Cool.
Yeah, he's very, very sweet. Jenny is obsessed.
I
am.
That's important.
He was invited to my birthday. I'm that obsessed.
But you guys are not exclusive, or maybe you even haven't had that
Oh yeah, no, we're exclusive. It's just like,
okay.
Well, I mean, like it would be so stupid again, like to be like, oh, I'm going to see other people also during a meeting, you know, so.
Yeah, let me just compound my risk factor.
Right, yeah. So it's been nice to just like not be in that space of like going on these like very stupid dates, very flippant dates like throughout the week. And just be able to be like, okay, actually I can like chill for once and not do that. And so I feel like in many ways, I'm already at that 30-year-old place that you're talking about, but I don't know. I might be talking too soon.
Well, yeah, I've felt this in my relationship, which was already, we had been together for like over a year when the pandemic started, but do you feel like the pandemic has accelerated your relationship?
I don't know, because it's just like a weird, it's a weird relationship because he's also like moving, he's projected to be moving in the fall. So it's like, it's very weird to put a label on like something that, has like an expiration date already. So it's sad in that regard. But yeah, I don't know. It accelerated for sure because it's like, you're talking to like exclusively this person for an extended period of time. Like doing like these like it's like end of the world scenario, so all of a sudden it's busted into this apocalypse situation together.
Caroline and I's relationships were kind of on a similar timeline, and then like suddenly we were both living with our partners during the pandemic, and that's not something I had, foreseen myself doing for years. So we instantly became like, an old married couple.
I had just signed a 2-year lease.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I moved right out.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. That's wild. It's gonna be, I think we're gonna see the opposite of what we've all been experiencing during the pandemic. I think people are gonna be so loose and willy-nilly.
Well, there's a lot of relationships that I think people are like planning on ending once the pandemic. Like, I know at least 2 people who are dating people who they're like, yeah, just until the end of the thing, and then I'm kind of gonna, I feel
like there should be. I saw a tweet. Of course, I don't remember who tweeted it, but it was like, even people in relationships should let their partners kiss people once they're separated. It's like, okay, come on. I don't ever want to have sex. I just want to kiss.
I do feel like there's almost gonna be like new STDs after. Like, we're gonna like unlock like something new.
Dude, totally. COVID's gonna.
It's gonna be terrifying.
We're done with COVID, but we have way more fun and flirty diseases.
We're gonna get like 10 more HPV variants.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've got the UK gonorrhea, actually.
The UK strain.
Can I tell you my receipt?
Please?
Oh yeah, Caroline's got a good receipt.
I was gonna say, Caroline, I know you have a receipt.
I have one for you.
She texted me that I had to find it. I keep your receipts too. I had it on me.
I deleted my receipts.
Okay.
And so I had to send it back.
It's healthier to delete your receipts, but that just totally goes against everything my podcast stands for.
But luckily I texted 3 people at the same time to make sure I got the receipt in time. I was like, these 3 people might have it. Let me text all of them, and they all responded immediately, and they all had it.
Yep.
Oh my God, you're going to homework.
We keep all her important documents. I've got your birth certificate too.
Yeah, you have it in a file cabinet. Okay, so I'm actually taking a legal risk, by talking about it on the podcast.
Okay.
Here's what happened. I had, similar to you, I had a long-term relationship. Like, we were dating almost a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I was just kind of over it, and we broke up, and I did, break his heart, and I feel really bad. And I started dating my boyfriend soon afterwards. But my ex and I were still in the phase when my new boyfriend and I had started dating of like coffee, exactly what you did. We did a coffee and we exchanged our stuff that we had at each other's houses. And it was really hard and like bad, but I told him that I had a new boyfriend, and that he was like, okay, like, thank you for telling me. And I was like, will you tell me when you have a new girlfriend so that I don't have to find out from like social media or whatever? And he was like, of course, I promise to tell you. And and then also like out of the blue, he was like, by the way, like, feel free to tweet about our relationship. Like, it's good content. And like, I wouldn't, I think it's funny. So like,
you got his blessing.
You got his blessing
without asking.
Beautiful.
I would never be like, by the way, can I tweet about me breaking up with you? But he was like, you have
like,
okay,
babe, I respect your art and your craft, and
your work is important to you, and I care about it. So, so roast me.
I mean, literally.
Babe.
So I didn't tweet, I didn't tweet anything for a couple months. Now that was, I would say, in January. Let's swing around mid-March, maybe early April. Little, like, maybe 1 week PTH.
Okay.
Wait.
Yep.
ATH.
BTH.
After. And I opened my Instagram account. Lo and behold, he has posted a picture of a new woman with the caption, "Love you." Love you.
Oh
love you.
My God.
Wait, and I'm not naming names.
Wait, what? Caroline, how many months is this since your coffee breakup?
Like two,
1 or 2. So, you know what I mean? And obviously it's like, look, I broke up with him. I have no right to be upset. That being said, I was upset. Okay. So I DM'd him on Instagram and I go, I thought you were going to tell me. And I should have said, I'm really happy for you. But I said, I thought you were going to tell me. He opens it. He leaves it on red. I am humiliated. I unsend it the first time I've ever used that feature. And then I went on a tweeting rampage. I went I tweeted 30 times in a row.
You were healing.
40. And look, I was spiraling, and it was really helpful for me to get it out. And none of it was mean to her or to him. All of it was
all very self-deprecating, I would say.
It was all self-deprecating. It was things like my ex-boy or my ex's new girlfriend is really hot. No, okay. One of them was like, my ex's new girlfriend looks nothing like me. Just another point of proof that he's not over me at all. Like, you know, like things like that, like that were like, one of them was like, my ex posted a picture of his new girlfriend wearing my favorite shirt of his, parentheses, it was never mine, I never wore it, should I ask for it back? Okay. It was things like that were all nice. They were all like, clearly I'm like, they're dating, I'm upset, whatever.
You're a
okay?
This is a girl who is
but like you're not being mean-spirited. You're in crisis though. But
you were owning your hurt.
Yes. And then people were commenting like, "Are you okay?"
People were like, "You are in crisis."
Yeah, like absolutely not. Read my 30 tweets that I just blasted out.
People were commenting like, "Love to see someone at rock bottom." You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, okay. Here's the text I received. And then maybe like 2 months later, I tweet another one and I don't hear anything from him, which is the opposite of what I want. I want to hear from him. I don't hear anything from him. 2 months later, I tweet something about people who have bleach blonde hair because she has bleach blonde hair. I'm like, every time I see it,
2 months later, still thinking about it. Yes.
Yeah, obviously still thinking about it. I'm like, because here's the thing is like, we were very much on track to becoming really good friends. Like he was like, when's your next show? I want to come. Like it was pre-pandemic. And like, you know, let's hang out. When's the next time I can see you?
There wasn't like ill will.
Together. There was no ill will. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is maybe 4 months after our coffee. He texts after the bleach blonde tweet. And here's my receipt to share with the podcast.
I can't wait.
Oh, and his last text was like, when's your next show? Hope to see ya, lols, or something like that. Okay. All lowercase. So just I'm going to show you guys, this is all uppercase capitalized periods. And this is not
perfect grammar.
Nothing I've ever seen from him in his texting.
Oh my God.
Here's the text.
Yes. He didn't graduate high school. He never used grammar in his texts. And that's not a joke. That's true.
Oh my God.
That is true.
Everyone listening, it's a huge freaking paragraph that Caroline just showed me.
And it's grammatically perfect.
Grammatically perfect. Okay. I have remained silent on this in the hopes that you would stop on your own, comma. But clearly that hasn't happened. You are actively infringing on my, comma, and my girlfriend's boundaries, period. You need to stop talking about us, comma, in any capacity, comma, on any public platform, parentheses, Twitter, podcast, etc.
Oh my God, all the bases.
etc. All the bases. Okay.
Wait, that covers this, but okay.
That covers this.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm taking a little risk.
We're getting sued. We're all getting sued. All four of us. We're getting sued.
My dad's a lawyer. He does have shingles as of today, but he can still protect us.
We are not a part of your life, so it is uncomfortable that you keep using us for your D+ Twitter content.
Deep.
Ouch.
Okay.
Ouch.
It needs to stop, and if you keep disrespecting those wishes, comma, we will have to take further action.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Please
God.
do not respond to this text or try to reach out in any way. Okay, period.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Which was like
bone chilling.
Like, look, I wasn't in the right. I was being kind of shitty, but he said tweet about it. It wasn't anything mean spirited. Right. I was like, if he's upset, he'll obviously tell me. 2 months before.
I'm just curious, first and foremost, with like the D+, like the D+ choice.
Right.
You know, the F is there, also a D-.
Yeah, that means it's not. There's some potential.
Yeah.
Look, they're doing well. Like
that's a W.
The craziest part of all is like this guy was like a man child. He like didn't have sheets on his bed. Like he lived at home for years. Like
I will not go that far. He was a great boyfriend, etc. But
no. I mean, I loved him. I will say that though. But like, this is not a guy who would send that text.
He gave you his blessing. He gave you.
explicitly.
He sat down with you at coffee and said, You have my blessing. And then you use your relationship, which is funny, which he said, for content, like you both agreed you could. And you're making jokes about bleach blondes, which ultimately is fully a subtweet. So he's now saying this is definitely about my girlfriend when it could be about any bleach.
Could be about anyone.
Yeah.
Any
It could
bleach
be about
blonde.
me
I think
Bridgers.
it's probably the bleach blonde girlfriend that's sending that text then.
Definitely. It's like a classic
Because-
Meghan and Harry.
She's also
Classic
sent
Meghan and
similar
Harry.
texts.
It's a
Learn who
classic.
Meghan Markle is and it's off to the races.
Yeah. I see her in everything.
Yeah.
Okay, then I responded like, hey, I'm so sorry those upset you. I honestly thought you were funny. They were funny. I'll obviously stop and I apologize. Like,
Okay,
of course I apologize.
nice.
And he responds, clearly you don't respect boundaries. If you are responding to this message, don't contact me again.
He did say
I
don't
was like,
respond.
He
You
did
did
say
say don't respond, but you're saying an apology. You're saying an apology.
be like, oh, I wasn't trying to hurt your feel. I didn't know. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings.
Well, and he like
I
had
didn't
just
know.
learned the word boundaries, you know?
Yeah.
He might have just learned it.
So that's the craziest text I think I've ever gotten. to be
That's the
honest.
craziest text I've ever heard. You dropped a freaking bomb on the podcast today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
it's
was 8 months ago or something. So I'm assuming that we've kind of passed the phase where I have to,
Mhm.
But I, look, I'm not tagging him in the promo.
I
Yeah.
mean, I know if we need one, I know a lawyer with shingles. So
Wow.
He's fit to work, okay? I mean, one part of this text, like I'm totally on your side, obviously, till the end of time, but I do, and I don't think he went about it in the right way, but I do sort of like to see people assert their boundaries.
I
You
wish he
know?
had said, please stop tweeting about me. And I would have
Totally.
said, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like every
course.
part of it was aggressive and unnecessary.
And like assuming the worst. It's like, we knew it. We've known each other forever.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you. I care about you.
And you're a comedian. I'm sorry, you're a comedian. And you're a
Comes
tweet,
with the territory.
a tweet
Yeah.
queen. That's you tweet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mozart writes concertos. Picasso
Yeah.
paints. Caroline Doyle tweets. Are you
It's
kidding
like-
me?
Much like Meghan, he knew what he was getting into when he married into your royal family.
Our third date, he came to my show, which was empty.
Okay. But that's good. You need to remind him that like we are struggling artists and we need support. So, yeah.
Anyway.
I really do think
Sometimes
though,
it's
I
like
think
this.
you're gonna circle back. I think you can be friends, and I think this
Oh
summer
my
is
God,
when
I
we
would love
all.
to be.
I mean, I
Yeah.
hope you can be friends. I just don't know if you can be friends while he's dating
And
this
he is
girl
still.
who doesn't want
is still.
you to be
Yeah.
friends. Also,
And that's tough. And sometimes
we
the
back
girlfriend
off.
lays down the law, but
and we
I
back
think we come
off.
back
and we-
around.
and we back
Yeah.
off in that moment.
I will
Also,
wait. I can wait.
I'm stressed out about how quickly they're saying I love you. I'm stressed out about that. I know we kind of
It was
glossed over
fast.
it,
Mhm.
but that was really fast.
was
like
apparently
2
2 weeks.
months.
2 months, which
Yeah.
is like could be less than that though, you know.
No,
we don't
it
know
was
when they
less.
met.
It was less. No, I know it. I know when they met, and it was less than a month.
And there was something I think a little bit even more important that we also glossed over.
Hmm.
The fact that you're sending messages and then unsending them. And you're doing this on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you not
Yeah.
done this yet?
No, yeah, I'm aware, and it's chaotic because you also get the notification that it's
It's
been
chaotic.
unsent.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Really?
Yes.
yeah,
There's a notification that you unsent it.
It's
I've
like-
done
it's-
it one time and it was humiliating.
The
yeah.
only time I've done it.
No, it's. I hate it when people do it because it's like you're not being slick. Stop.
I knew
know that
I
they
knew I
told
was
you.
You should know I'm spiraling. You should know I'm spiraling.
It was clear from your tweets that you're spiraling. You don't need to explain that. You don't need to explain yourself. It's clear.
Is unsending always gauche? What do we think of
Yeah.
this one's gonna
Is it
entail?
ever a
no.
good moment to unsend?
I think if it's intentional, like if you're like doing it as a joke, like if you're taking advantage of the medium in your
Yeah.
message. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? You're planning on it, and it's written into the text that you're like, if I unsend this, I want your dick. Unsend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unsend it.
Oh.
So-
okay.
Or
if
you
you
do like a
unsend
middle
it,
school.
They can't
Like,
see
I
it.
like
or-
you, and then unsend.
Yes. Perfect for middle schoolers. It was really designed for that phase of flirting. But when you send it, okay, someone remind me. You send it, they can see it,
Yes.
then you
Some-
unsend it.
And
They
they
can
might
see
have
it, though.
notifications. So they might get the notification that you sent a message.
Okay.
And then it's gone.
Okay. But could they read it? Could he have read your message?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he definitely read it.
He definitely read it.
No, it
He
was
definitely,
seen. It was seen.
It was read, it was seen, and then you unsent it. So
Yep.
I don't know. Is that a moment this is where my brain goes. Is this a moment for nudes?
Well, I already had my new boyfriend at the time.
I mean, yes. I mean, like, I'm not saying send him nudes. This guy does not deserve your nudes.
Thank you.
No way.
Like
If he deserves
Snapchat?
your nudes if he supports your art, and he's not supporting your art in this moment, so you do not give him
Right.
nudes. But is
Generally, you mean?
unsend the feature in general for nudes?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It might be, but there's
No,
also a
that's
feature
invisible.
when you send a photo on Instagram, you can choose if
To
they can view it again or if it expires.
Okay, so that's all for nudes. So Instagram ultimately is just making a lot of different stuff that's for nudes.
Yes. Well, they stole it from
Yeah.
Snapchat, and now
Okay.
it's probably for nudes.
I feel like it's like for people that like make typos in Instagram messages, but it's like, I don't care. Just like send another message with like the
Yeah.
corrected version. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
The one time I
that
did
all
it,
the
I
time.
knew that I had overshared, and so I had to unsend.
Removed it.
And it was like a part of a longer stream of consciousness, so hopefully they didn't notice. But we did have a friend recently. It only came to my attention because this guy was hitting on her friend, and she took too long to respond. And then he unsent the message asking her to come over, and she was like, "Am I crazy?
Like, did he send this or what?
Did he just gaslight me?" What?
Oh my god, I hate that use for it. Anyone who's listening, never do that ever.
Yeah, well,
20%.
it was a man well into his 30s. Like, you should
Oh my
know better.
god. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
their brains don't change enough.
I
Maybe we
know.
need more.
Maybe it's 40.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think that Instagram messages it's layered in problems. The fact that it does already have built-in scene receipts, I think, you know, needs
Right.
to
Well,
be
and there's
abolished.
a new feature I haven't tried yet called Vanish Mode. Have you guys seen this?
Yes, I have
Where it
seen
just
that.
is
Never
like,
used it.
kind of like, I've never used it either, but it is sort of Snapchat. It's you can talk with that person and then all your messages go away.
Oh.
Kind of like both of you are unsending.
Snapchat. Well, I heard that Mark Zuckerberg had a meeting with Evan Spiegel when he tried to buy Snapchat, and Evan Spiegel said no, and then he said, "I will destroy you," and then he introduced stories.
Wow.
Oh, and
Wow.
he sent something to every Snapchat employee. It was like a Facebook like koozie or something. I can't remember.
Oh
Or like
my God.
a book about business.
And then
Mark
unsend it.
sucks. I don't care
Yeah.
who's hearing
So
this.
funny.
Mark,
However,
you suck. You're so gross.
He might
Mark.
have some good receipts. Or, well, okay, let's shout out to anyone who has receipts on Mark.
Yeah, if you
That-
have receipts on Mark, come on to either of our podcasts. Actually, you need to be set up on a date. You deserve it.
I know. Fuck. We do have Jeff Bezos' receipts, his sexts. Did you guys ever read
yeah.
those?
I have
Definitely.
actually. I have read those.
Yeah,
I
they're
never
not
like
hot.
seeing powerful men sex because they're always
Mm-mm.
bad.
So
These
bad.
men like
It's
bad stuff.
it's
boring.
humiliating.
They get away with too
Embarrassing.
much.
Yeah, boring and embarrassing.
And it's like
Okay.
never as kinky as you want
Mm.
unless it's Army Hammer.
Well,
It's
and then
too
it's too
kinky?
kinky. Then it's too
Yeah,
kinky. Then you're like, stop.
A binary in a bad way.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I know that we're kind of like at the end of our time here, but I do want to do like a quick okay stupid kind of classic segment
Yes,
with you
let's do a
guys.
quick. Okay, stupid classic
oh, yeah.
seg.
Speed round. Will you please share with us either the last time you cried or the last time you came? This is a segment we call Cry or Come.
Okay.
Aptly named.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Do you want one or the other? You don't want both?
Oh, we'll take both.
Ooh,
We'll take whatever.
both.
Okay.
Sometimes people are too shy and they only do cry, but
Okay.
whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. Came was yesterday. I have a
Congratulations.
wand and I love it and I recommend the wand to
Ooh.
anybody.
Is that the
So I haven't seen-
womanizer? Is that what it's called?
It's like the magic wand, basically.
Oh, okay.
Classic style. Way too big. It's so weird. Oh, lost my earring. It's way too big. It
unwieldy.
feels very 80s. You can't bring it anywhere. Like, not that you should. It really should just stay right by your bed, and that's what it's for. It's like, but it's very good. It's classic. You know, it's vintage, but it works. You know, it's like
Gets the job
Levi.
done.
Levi jeans are always good. That's why people keep buying them. Okay.
Exactly.
So that was that. And cried was today, which is so embarrassing. But honestly, right before this is also really embarrassing that I'm sharing this. But I am taking improv basics at the Groundlings right now, which is the worst decision of my life, and I hate my class. Everyone can
Like
know.
online
Over Zoom.
No.
Improv Basics 101. I did UCB's
No.
full advanced program. I'm doing this because I met with an acting consultant who has an amazing podcast that I love, Audrey Moore. Audrey helps actors. She's amazing. She's very cool. Audrey and I had a private consult, and Audrey was like, well, Jenny, you should consider moving to LA. And when you do, you're going to want to already be in the comedy scene there. And like, you should sign up for Improv 101. And I was like, Audrey, I'm above that. I don't need to do that ever again in my life. I don't. And she was like, Jenny, what I'm hearing is a lot of ego. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I do have like a big old ego for my little head right now about improv.
To humble yourself.
I'm like, okay, I will humble myself. I will turn off my brain. I will grovel at the feet of the Groundlings Improv Basics class. So I'm in this class. I hate it so much. So as soon as the class was over, I just cried. I just cried a little bit. I was like, this is so horrible. There's nothing worse than this. There's actually nothing worse than this. But the thing is, I'm going to keep doing it and I'm going to persevere because I might move to LA someday, in which case I would like to already know people at the Groundlings. But I'm strong and I'm brave and I'm also a dumb idiot. I'm a dumb idiot for doing this to myself. But like, there you go.
Creative pursuits on Zoom are all like, I took a class this summer and it was a fucking nightmare. And there's one old guy who never wore a shirt like in his Zoom box. It was
no.
Well, keep your eyes peeled though, because Billie Eilish's parents are Groundlings.
Oh, are they?
Maybe even one of them's your teacher.
Oh my god, I hope not, because my I shouldn't say this on the pod. I'm not gonna say it. But just know I'm thinking it.
It's brave of you to be taking that class. I commend you.
Thank you so much. It makes sense that Billie Eilish's parents are Groundlings because they really feel like they are. They're so like, do what you want, live, feel your emotion. Totally. My kids are so talented. They are though. They're so talented, especially Phineas. He's another crush of mine. Phineas.
Oh,
he was friends with my boyfriend in high school.
Oh my god. I would say,
and I will say,
but no,
my boyfriend, he showed his music to my boyfriend, and my boyfriend was like, the music's really good, but you should get your sister to do the vocals.
Your boyfriend created Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he in the doc?
Wow.
Some people discount the most important people in their life. Some people don't know.
Andrew, do you want to share?
Yeah. Last I came was yesterday as well. Not in the same situation as Jenny, just to be clear.
No bond.
And last I cried was last week after just like a really exhausting day, and then you get an email from a verified person. I feel like it's important that I know that the person is verified on all platforms. Just it doesn't actually make a difference. It just like saying the person is verified on all platforms, and the email that they did send was asking for another thing of me, and it did make me cry because I'm like, okay, I'm sending you things that you're asking for, and you're not actually even doing things with those things. So why do you want this other thing?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd cry. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's hard.
Stress cry.
Verified
Did you feel better after?
Just the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so demanding.
I hate them, but I would do anything to become one of them.
Right. I know.
Wait, what was your question?
Did you feel better after your cry, or was it
like
the start of
it
a
was
spiral?
Just like at the end of the day, it was like a little quick cry before bed. I'll pencil it in.
Totally.
Yeah. I get that. I understand it. You have to release it before you go to bed. You gotta cry it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially when someone with a blue check on all platforms.
Yeah, dude.
It's not just like they're verified on Twitter or just Instagram. It's like across the board. So it's like, how can I say no?
They're like a real verified person. God, it's such a social symbol.
Yeah.
And I truly hate to keep beating this dead horse, but the verified check is our royalty. It's American royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so is Meghan Markle. Are you bringing it back to our girl Meghan?
Markle. I don't know if you guys have heard of this little chick named Meghan Markle. She was on this show Suits.
Wait, I have a stupid question. Is Meghan Markle on social media?
They had a social media, but I think they might have had to delete it. They had the Essex
I think the crown made them, because
Delete
it seemed like she was not in communication with anyone.
Mhm.
So that makes me think no social media.
It seems like the queen made her delete her Instagram.
Delete it.
I wish the queen would make me delete mine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I really just need
I
the
get an
queen to be
email her.
like, get off
Sorry,
Twitter,
I'm
please.
going
Get
off
off
Twitter, everyone. The queen
Yeah.
is making me delete it.
Cobb,
my
do you want to
God.
do speed answer?
Hysterical.
Yeah.
For cry or come?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried today during therapy, and I don't even remember the last time I came, probably because I'm staying at my parents' house, and it always feels wrong to me to masturbate when I'm at my parents' house. We have a very small house, thin walls, so probably a furtive middle of the night masturbation session like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Hoping to come this weekend.
I hope that for you too. One last one.
For old time's sake. What about you, Carol?
I literally cannot remember the last time I came. Don't masturbate anymore.
We've
That's why I'm
been
going to the
sex
sex
negative
service.
this whole year, so we're looking forward to a new era.
My body is just not in the place for it. And the last time I cried was last week on my first ever business trip. Getting my, well, actually it wasn't my first business trip, but it was the first time I went alone and was getting my own rental car. And I waited in line for an hour, and then I'm struggling with deciding whether or not to use the word cunt on the podcast, but I will. This cunt cut me in line in the most blatant, rude way I've ever seen. She just stepped in front of me, and then when he called next, I go, "I'm next." She goes, "I'm in front of you." Just takes it.
Oh my God.
After I've been waiting for an hour, finally I get to the front. And
I would
was in
definitely
the
make
wrong
me cry.
location. Had to take a
I would cry
30-minute Uber to another enterprise, and so I cried.
Yeah, of course.
I cried.
Of course you cried. You had no other choice. You had no other choice but to cry.
I cried the smallest obstacle. Instantly.
Yeah, this was 3 in a row. The hour, the woman, using the word woman, and the wrong location.
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah. Absolutely worth the cry. For sure.
Felt good.
Look at you.
Felt awesome.
At a
It's been
business,
while.
at a business trip. Okay.
I
Sorry,
know,
boss
yeah.
bitch. Okay.
It was awesome driving a rental car. I loved it.
Okay, cool.
Tell them where you went.
I went to Oklahoma City,
Ooh.
and I saw a movie in theaters.
Wow. In Oklahoma, you can do that.
Well, I
You
thought
can
I saw
do anything.
Nighthawk released a schedule. So does that mean movies are coming
And
back
it opened in New York
too?
the very next day, which kind of detracted from the experience.
Right.
But
You did it first, though. You were there first.
Yeah, you did. I'm not ready for it, I don't think.
Me either. I'm not ready.
I'll
wait. I'll wait a little bit. But then I will absolutely be at every performance venue in full force. I'm going to buy so many tickets.
Me too.
It's on me. I'll buy for the house.
Wow, I've loved this entire crossover event.
I've had so much fun with you guys.
So
thank you so
fun.
much for having us on, for letting us
thank you
be
for
on
having
your
me
pod,
on.
for coming
Having
on
us
our
on.
pod.
Wow, yeah. We fully did
Really
it.
a blast.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
We got to stay in touch. Let's make some live show fun happen this summer.
I cannot wait. We are absolutely going to do that. And I urge my listeners, Okay Stupid is such a good podcast. You absolutely have to start listening to it right now. Listen to their most recent episode before this one right now. What else are you doing? You're doing your dishes.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know?
And then our listeners, why don't you go and check out Receipts with Jenny and Andrew?
Yeah.
Super
Absolutely.
fun pod. You get some great tea. I actually learned quite a bit about my peers' relationship statuses, and it was very helpful.
I'm really happy to give you that gift. I'm happy to give you that gift.
I've been curious about one thing in particular, and I got all the answers I needed. So
okay, good.
Keep doing your work.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I learned that Moss will go on a date with anyone who DMs them.
He will. He will. Did you listen to that? Moss will go on a date with anyone who DMs
I listened to the Moss episode.
And he'll take you to the same bar. He's got one bar. He's got one table. He's going to take you straight to that table. Anyone who DMs Moss, who is a cutie. So go ahead, do it.
He's cute. He's cute. It might be worth going to the same bar. I'm about to move into a new apartment that is literally right next to the one bar that I've been on one date. Like I've only been on one date in my life, and it was at this bar that's now right next to my apartment. And I was ghosted.
And it was with someone we all know.
Okay,
Maybe.
wow.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me immediately after we stop recording.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
Emily, you're gonna go on so many dates. You're going on so many.
That's gonna
dates.
be your bar.
That's your bar.
That's mine. I'm reclaiming it.
That's That's your motto. Wow. Should we just say that we're the horniest podcast one more time?
Yeah.
We usually say poon in next week. You want to say it with us?
I do want to say it with you.
Ready?
Thanks for listening,
Andrew,
Ange.
you too. Andrew, you have to. Okay.
No,
come
am I allowed to
on.
say that word?
Yes.
Yes.
You can say
Not a
poon.
bad
You
word.
can't say cunt.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Poon in
in
next
Next week.
week.